up there.
Anyway, I think you probably know why I'm asking. Jed said yesterday that body type wise, Arizona is striving to build something like that in its secondary. Taller cornerbacks. You mentioned Trey Lizard too as an offensive coordinator. What challenges does that pose?
Yeah, when you've got length at corner and you got size in the secondary, it's tough to just take those go balls lightly. You got to understand that these guys can not only press coverage, but they can run. Stooks, Bobo, Feezy. Maybe miss anybody else. Those are the long guys that are getting a bunch of reps there. But great group of kids. Those guys are competing like crazy, and the development is really cool to see. There were kids that just, in Bobo's case, he was just, like a fresh deer out there, when he first got here. But now he's got great balance. He's got great composure. And he's learned to use his hands, learned to use his tricks, and he's going to come down with a couple of those last week. I thought he was going to get 2, but he did a great job.
Johnny, what did you think of the 2 young cornerbacks this past week?
I thought they played really well. There was really nothing, going on because they, like he said, the size and the speed and experience, they're really starting to show off, from last year. So I was happy to see those guys competed. They communicate very well, they're comfortable with the system, and Jay Rich has done a great job bringing those guys along.
Justin, and then Troy. Johnny, what do you make of Jacob Manuel and Justin Flo leading the conference in tackles, and what does the defensive line do in order for that?
I think when you lead the conference in tackles, it tells you how big you are up front because you're eating up a lot of double teams and things like that. But I think overall they just better understanding of their fits and what the run fits are supposed to be. But the D-line has a lot to do with it. You got big nose guards that are eating up 2 blocks and, big 3 techniques that are eating up double teams. So those guys should be making plays.
Troy, and then Brian.
And then kind of going off of that, comparing the run defense to last year, going into conference play compared to this year, what are some of the biggest differences to you up front there?
Year 2, they're used to the system now. They understand the defense, understand alignments has a lot to do with it. I think they're comfortable with that, and that's what it is. Just the consistency in the coaching is helping. Like I said, it's great to have a great staff, that's been together. When you look at great defense in this conference, you look at Utah, their staff has been together forever on defense. You look at Oregon State, their staff has been together forever. So, the consistency in coaching and in the scheme and things like that is really starting to show up.
And then lastly, Kate Brown got into the game last time out. What did you see from him, and what did you like out there?
It was just good to see him play, get some reps, some live reps, game reps. We're going to need them. It's a long season, so it was good to see. It wasn't perfect, but he learned from it, and he's going to be a great player for us.
Brian, and then David.
Johnny, you've used maybe 10, 11 guys on the defensive line, and I know that's something you want to do, but is there a time where you eventually want to pare it down to the best 7 or 8 because they're the most effective?
It depends on the offenses we're facing. Last game, they were in multiple different personnel, so we had to put more D linemen in the game. But it all depends on who we play.
I mean, are you concerned that while they are being fresh, that if they're not out there enough, that could hurt them, or is that just
No. For example, like Upshot played 47 snaps. In my eyes, those are a lot of snaps. For him to be very productive and rushing the passers, we got to limit those. So that's why we play so many guys. But when we get down in the red zone, we have our best D-line in there.
David?
2 questions for Brennan. Brennan, just what did you like about the way that Magnuson played when he was inserted in there to that right guard position? And then the 2 third downs that Jade made, the one where he kind of scrambled and spun to find Tanner for the first down, the one where he flipped the ball to Michael at the other end. Like by the way
Yeah, I'll do that backwards. So Jaden's ability to use his feet and create plays is pretty special. And when he's get those opportunities to get out there and really stress the defense out, I mean, good things can happen. Bad things could happen too. So I thought he had a great mind for the game and understanding what we wanted to get done. And he took chances, but he took smart chances. He took chances in places where it was safe to do so, and he wasn't putting the ball in jeopardy, which obviously led to better performance by him. So we'll obviously keep encouraging and keep coaching and keep working with him just to make sure he can continue to do those things because he's been special when he does them. And then Leif, he did an admirable job, man. He came out and he gave us a physical presence up front. Created movement, on the offensive side of the ball to get those defensive linemen moved back to create bigger holes for the running backs. He did a really good job in his first, real action since, I don't know, probably 2 years ago. So I was happy to get him in there.
So Brian and then Justin.
Brennan, what is it going to take after having 3 games of not really being able to be out there, or 3 weeks, Raymond to be able to be game ready to play? I know he practiced this past week, but it was red jersey and all that. Is 1 full week of being fully contact enough, you think, to get in?
Yeah, I think the contact adaptation piece will take about a week. So we'll get 2 good padded practices on Tuesday and then on Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll be in spiders, but we'll still be moving around. So there'll be plenty of time for guys to get ready to go. So I think it shouldn't be an issue.
I think we saw you sitting with him before the game on the bench. He was in shorts. It kind of looked like, man, I really wish this had been my time. Was it hard to?
What a moment!
Yeah. Is it hard when you have a guy like that who was so expectant of this? He has this weird thing pop up, but then gets back to practice and thought maybe he had a shot.
Yeah, it's always a tough situation when guys want to get out there and play and they're unable. He's done everything we've asked him to do. We've done a really good job with Kevin and our staff of just making sure that we're doing this the right way, making sure he's 100% healthy before we put him on the field. And he's been all cleared. So this should just be normal week of practice, back to ball.
Justin
Back
and
up.
Michael. Johnny, what has been the biggest improvement in your defense in 3 games?
Just understanding the defense, understanding and really trusting the way we prepare them. It's really been showing the communication's been outstanding. If you watch it from, you watch the game, you see how well we communicate up front in the back end. And I think that's the biggest difference that you see in this year's defense compared to last year.
Michael and then David.
1 for each. Brennan, was the switch that you made on the offensive line something that you planned to do before the game, or was that because things were?
Yeah, no, it was pre-planned. Joe went in there. We knew he was going to get the first 2 series, and then Jonah played guard, and then after that, we're going to put Leif in at guard and put Jonah at tackle. It was for multiple reasons, really, to get all 3 of those guys different reps. 1, get Leif meaningful reps in the game, Borjan meaningful reps, and then to get Jonah meaningful reps at guard and tackle.
And for Johnny, Dalton Johnson, you sent him on blitz a couple times, and he got pressure both times. What makes him effective?
Smart. His football IQ is unbelievable. Understanding exactly, what we're looking for in order to blitz him. Those things, you gotta have experienced guys to be able to recognize formations and when to blitz and how to blitz. And I think he has a great feel for it. It's been really helpful having him on the field. And I was glad to see him play. I didn't think he was gonna be able to play, but he's a tough kid and he's a winner. He come from a great program, high school program. He's got great attitude about the game and about his teammates, and I'm just happy for him.
Our last question to David.
Johnny, for you, Russell Davis had a play late in the game where he kind of sprinted back into coverage from the defensive end position, deflected a pass. And it was almost like the excitement that he had in that moment was like, this is what they taught me and it worked. When you see young players like that realize, hey, this is how we were supposed to do it, you did it right, how does that make you feel as a coach just to kind of see when they have that realization that, well, this is what I was taught and this is how this kind of came out?
I think, like I said, it's how we prepare. He made the same mistake at practice in our 2-minute deal where he's supposed to cut underneath 1 and he went straight back. So to see that happen and how Coach Kofusi is really bringing those guys along and all our young guys, and just to see that happen, you're proud as a coach because you're getting across the point to the guys and it's a young defense, to be honest with you, when you really look at it. So to have those guys execute those assignments at the highest level, man, it's awesome to see.
All right, that's our time.